Coming in from Fresno, California, Chris Honeycutt. Got Kendall Grove coming up here. Bellator 174 next weekend in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Thackerville, of all places. For you, though, it's not too bad of a flight getting from Fresno over to Oklahoma, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's actually not that bad at all. That's where I fought my last fight when I fought Ben Ryder. So they have a nice facility and a big casino. I think it's the big. From what they say, it's the world's biggest casino. So that's actually pretty neat.
Yeah. It beats Foxwoods as far as square meters go, but and it's also right there on the Oklahoma-Texas border. So you get a lot of people from Dallas to drive up, a lot of people from Oklahoma City to drive down. So it makes it's a good convenient spot. How's the crowd though? Since you fought there before, what's the crowd like?
Yeah, the crowd's good. They're all fight fans. I could hear them cheering loudly. It's not like a Same Center size venue by any means, or like what like up in Connecticut or so, where it's real dome shaped. But there's quite a few people there. It's real nice.
So both of you, obviously, and neither one of you should have the home field advantage. Obviously, Kendall's coming from Hawaii, and you're coming in from Fresno. Who do you think the fans are going to like more? Be honest.
Oh, I think they're going to like me. I think. I was just there 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully, all the people that live in the area that are coming to watch, remember my performance that I put on.
So, and that comes into building the entertainment side of the sport, where you keep competing in the same spot. Mayweather did it for years. He only fights in Vegas. The same thing with Pacquiao. They only fought in Vegas when they were in their heydays. And now it seems like MMA fighters are kind of at the world of promotion, wherever they want to kind of put you. If you could continue to win and keep fighting in WinStar, would you choose to fight there all the time because that builds your base in that particular area?
Yeah, definitely. I fought up at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut a couple of times as well, and I could tell that the more I go there, the more people that want pictures or me to sign things, and a lot of the crowd gets. So I prefer to fight in the same arenas or other places, especially when I have success there. So, and you can't beat that. It's so close to Texas. The food there is amazing. I always stay an extra day.
Yeah, I went to school at OU, which is just up the hill. It's about an hour from WinStar, thereabouts, hour and 15 minutes. And man, the closer you get down to Texas, the better the food got for sure. Start getting some barbecue, which brings me to my next question: how's your weight?
It's good now. I'm a middleweight. I'm actually trying to eat more so that the weight comes down slower. Hey, settle down. Stop it. Lay down. So I got 2 pit bulls that are
Yeah.
And I haven't been on a run in a couple of days now, so they're all fired up.
Oh, how come you're not running right now? Is that it's not in your cycle?
Well, the last 2-3 weeks. No, I run. I've been running a lot on the treadmill indoors though. The last week or two, it being here in the agriculture, the pollen's starting to kick off. So I'm trying to not catch a sinus infection.
Yeah.
So I'm a little more full body as much as I can be.
How bad was the rain for you guys the last couple of weeks? Because like up further north, obviously San Jose got flooded and San Francisco got dumped on too.
Yeah, from what I hear, San Jose actually had a levee that got breached or something, so they had a little bit of a problem. But the water levels are high. We walked a few weeks ago when we had a lot of big storms. I took the dogs down to where they would swim, and the tree swing that I would swing from is only like 3 inches off the water now. So
awesome.
So the water is definitely high.
Dangerous. So you shouldn't be running down that way right now, just because you could slip in and get caught, or is it not?
Yeah, well, you keep your distance, obviously.
Yeah.
If anything, it's the dogs that want to go and swim like they normally do, and it's like you want to you'd be half mile down in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, and way too far for you to catch. So let's move on to the fight. Let's talk about Kendall. Tough opponent. He's been around for a long time. 23-16. Obviously, you've got 10 fights. You've only got 1 loss. It's still a tough fight, though, with a guy that's that kind of veteran in there. He's got that kind of understanding of the cage, no matter what his record's like. How did you have to tweak your training camp to get ready for Kendall? Besides bring your weight down a little bit less because you went up a weight class. That's obvious.
Yeah, well, I was in. There's a little bit of a background there. Is Kendall was asking for a fight. I accepted, and then he said he wasn't. He had some sort of vacation during around the Christmas time, so he wanted to postpone it till now. I actually just got back like 2.5-3 weeks ago from India. My sister got married out there, so I was in India for 2 weeks, and they actually sent me the the forms. I signed a contract in India, so I started, running there, and then when I got back, it was really only like a 3-week camp, so there really wasn't too much to adjust. But on the positive side, having all that time in the air on the way back and having all that extra free time in India, I mean, you can't watch all of Kendall's fights. I mean, it would take
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours. So I had plenty of footage to kind of, strategically pick him apart. How he used to fight, he used to be super, super aggressive, and then he became a little more laid back, more patient, more of like more of a chess game kind of guy, instead of just going in there and just trying to beat people up on just pure toughness. So he's definitely gotten better as a fighter over the years, but being able to watch that progression, I can kind of see where he's headed. So I have a pretty good mindset and in my mind of how he's going to fight and how he's going to come out. And man, I can already visualize like 6 different scenarios in my head of what I think he's going to do. But yeah, no, you work the takedown. Obviously, I think it's a safe bet to say that he's probably going to be the tallest guy ever fight. I mean, he's 6'6". That's ridiculously tall. He's at 79 and 79.5-inch reach. So I got a couple guys in the gym that are about 6'3", 6'4", and they got 78-inch reach. So it's only about an inch off. So I have a couple guys in the gym that I mimic him relatively well. The only thing I didn't get or can't get a real good feel of is his black belt jiu-jitsu. For someone that's, I mean, we have black belts for me to go with, but it's just hard to find 6'5", 6'7" black belts.
Yeah.
So, but I feel very comfortable. I mean, he's an older fighter, so I feel like I have obviously youth on my side, so I'll have more energy. And now that I'm up at middleweight, and I've actually had time to adapt to the weight, I'm bigger, stronger, and I almost can't sleep at night because I'm used to being miserable.
Oh.
And now I feel great, especially right before weigh-ins. Because when I cut down to 170, I was going weeks with just the very bare minimum of calories, and now I have yet to really start cutting weight, just eating healthy.
So I asked earlier what your weight's like, but you said it was great. You never really gave us a number. Are you 10 pounds over right now?
Yeah, no, I weigh out. I've been weighing out the last week or so, about I don't know, 12 over, 10 over. One day I was like 9.6 over, so I was
Really?
like, I need to go eat some more food because this is too low for the a week and a half out. But yeah, no, floating around 201, 202 right now, I think.
That's good. That's actually really good, and we've seen some success with other wrestlers moving up in weight classes. Actually helped. It's a very long career when you have to cut weight all the time, and then you get into a different sport and you're still cutting weight. It makes it even harder to go about.
Yeah.
Is this going to be is this where you're going to stay?
Well, I'm never going to close the door. I'm always open to going back down if the opportunity, arises. If they're like, well, you can't fight in 2 months in welterweight, but we can get you a fight in 3 weeks or 2 weeks at middleweight. I mean, but if they can give me a fight sooner at welterweight, I'll make the drop. I mean, if a fight career is only so many years,
right?
As you can see, there's fighters that they're just trying to hold on to just a couple more fights or a year or two more before hanging it up, and it's just they're not having much success with it. So while I'm young, especially 28, 29 years old, that's the pinnacle of the prime of the the male body to compete at its the best. So if I can get 4 or 5 or even 6 fights and stay healthy, I'm game. But fighting in Thackerville, Oklahoma at the WinStar, the nearest sauna is like 45, 50 minutes away. So
wow,
it's really nice going middleweight there and not having to worry about my weight too much.
Yeah, it's like that's an extra 2 hours you have to get up every day to go cut the weight because it's 50 minutes each way, and you have to worry about day of weigh-in. You're like, well, it only takes me 2 hours, but I need 4 hours because I got to travel. That's crazy.
Yeah. And you can't count the traveling as much of a relax because sitting in a van packed with other fighters, that's not a comfortable way to hang out.
No, and you're hungry and you're thirsty, and yeah. I don't miss those days at all. So that's awesome. You're up at the weight, and I do think that you're right. Kendall's going to be a lot more experienced. He's kind of salty. But if you do watch some of his fights, you can kind of see where he's gone and what his progression is. Did you have to work on your wrestling and your not work on your wrestling per se as a sport, but you have to work on your wrestling as far as tactics for getting inside because of his 79-inch reach, or is that something that's just natural for you, being that kind of aggressive style?
I think just throughout the years of wrestling, I'm naturally explosive, but yeah, no, there's definitely setups that I mean that's the key to me winning the fight is setups to get inside if I even choose to get inside. But I need to get inside into at least my own reach, so
Mm-hmm.
I got to bypass that 6.5, 7 inch range where he can touch me and I can't do anything to him. So I need to explode in and out of that or in to, set up some sort of wrestling. But, having Ed Ruth in the room is, just levels of, I mean, he's just off the, like the Olympic ladder. So it, if when you got him defending your takedowns, especially at his reach, it should be butter against, someone that's not a purebred wrestler.
How quickly is he going to be as good as we think he is? Like we've already touting him, Ed Ruth, as being like an amazing guy, but how quick will it be before he actually gets there? Because there is a learning curve. It's MMA now.
Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve, and he's picking it up very quickly. I think when I first moved out here to Fresno, I was kind of like first brick laid.
Mhm.
Obviously, other than Koscheck and a
Yeah.
couple of the fighters that are just local around here that were in the gym, but I think as I've went through, and we've gotten a really good boxing coach, and we've established a coaching system now. So what Ed and Duran have, and Ernest, our heavyweight, have is more than what I had, and I was kind of help part build that. So
Okay.
the learning curve, and Ed's just a freak athlete. So
Yeah.
with when we spar each other, and then I get the better of him, especially in the very beginning, because I would kind of out finesse him just because a wrestler's kind of like an ogreish, like flat footed. They just
Yeah.
kind of just march forward like a soldier. But I start kind of helping him out because the better he gets, the better he's going to make me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I can't wait to see him live. I've obviously seen him fight on TV, but I want to see him. I can't wait to see him in person. It's going to be an incredible thing, and it makes you better as a person too, because now you're not only having to make him a better competitor, you have to know what to teach him. So you've learned your game better because you have to teach him what the game is, and now you've got a guy that's in front of you that's that raw within the sport, that's throwing stuff at you you're not really going to see from
Yeah.
anybody you compete against because it's going to be thrown from a different angle. Was it scary the first couple of times when he got mad because you were picking him apart in the sparring, and all of a sudden he just got frustrated and was like, "I'm just gonna start throwing hard," and it was like stuff from weird angles? Was it kind of a little like, "Whoa, I don't know what to do with this," because it's coming from
Yeah,
some?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Well, like I said, it's like a wrestler's march forward. So as soon as I get, hit him a couple times, and you can see he's kind of feeling, like a nice little check hook or so.
yeah,
It, Ed's not one to kind of cower. He's a fighter. So
yeah,
even at the littlest discomfort, it's all right. Well, now I'm going to just bum rush you. I'm going to lift you off your feet and throw you on your head, and I'm not used to, and at that, especially in the beginning, I wasn't used to having that high level wrestling on a day to day basis. So it took me a couple of practices to kind of be like, all right, well, now I need to really consider sprawling like right away instead of letting people in on my legs so that I can stuff it. Because
yeah.
sometimes in a fight, someone shoots and you sprawl. I mean, if you sprawl and defend the shot, you're just still neutral. And most people in MMA aren't really that high level wrestling. So when they
Right.
shoot, I actually let them to my leg because then I can break them down and I actually can benefit from it.
Yeah, you can take their backs. You can put them in a bad position. The
Hmm.
jiu-jitsu guys, when they shoot, they tend to roll to their backs once they get stuffed, and it gives
Or
them
just make
time.
them work
Right?
for the takedown over and over again, and then they just get so tired.
They're not used to that constant pressure and having to be out there 15 minutes of grinding on somebody, like which is what you've been doing since you were, I assume, since you were like 6 or 7, right, when you started
Yeah,
wrestling.
I think I started wrestling when I was like 4, but I didn't really grasp the whole point scheme until about 6 or 7.
That's usually about the right time. So
Yeah.
because this is gonna be a great fight, man. I really can't wait to see this fight. It's gonna be an awesome fight. I'm really excited. It's on the upper card of the main event. Bellator keeps moving guys up as they get further and further up, and they get better and better. This fight's a great fight for you, and it's a showman fight against a named opponent.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely a great fight. I'm very honored to fight Kendall. I mean, Kendall's fought anyone who's anyone today, and I think a nice victory or an impressive victory over him could slingshot me, hopefully into the title fight.
Yeah, nice. Good for you. Hopefully that's happens for you. Hopefully that's the direction they put you in.
Awesome.
Thanks, Chris, for coming on here. Appreciate it, man. Have a great rest of your training camp. Have fun to fight next week.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Take care.
Thanks, man.